Hi, thanks for stopping by my channel. Thanks for stopping by Celebrity Verse. Let's get right to it. So, as you can see, Kanye has decided that he wants to be the president for 2020. Now, in most states, the deadline to register has already passed, but many states have decided to go ahead and extend it between August and September. So what Kanye was able to do was pay a $35,000 fee to Oklahoma so that he can meet that deadline. And baby, just like his song, you can't tell him nothing. I really think this is how Mr. West is feeling right now. Here recently, he has made a very bold statement, which was Harriet Tubman didn't free nobody. She just got him and had him go work for a whole bunch of white people. Here, check this out.
Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people. When Harriet Tubman...
So, are you shocked? I'm shocked. Well, I'm not really that shocked. I mean, because it is Kanye West. He has been known to have his own opinion, and if you agree with him, that's fine, but he doesn't seem to really care if you don't agree with him either. If you don't know who Harriet Tubman was, she was a slave who was able to free herself, her family and friends, and she believed in the abolishment of slavery. So by her believing in this, she was able to free a total of 70 slaves using what is now called the Underground Railroad.
The life today to speak about, you don't see them. You don't see the real power. You don't know who's putting the internet in your schools just to track you. You don't know who's targeting you. Black woman in between the ages of 12 to 21 that follows this person in order to buy this product. You don't know who's the head of the boards. In risk or no risk of losing whatever deal possible, I am not on the board at Adidas. I am not on the board at Gap. And that has to change today. Or I walk away. Because don't believe that because they put the second woman, not the first, on the bus, the first woman, you know that story where I'm going, right? There was a girl. What, do you remember her name? Not Rosa Parks. There was a dark-skinned woman. What was she, 15? 15? She was pregnant at a wedlock. So she couldn't start the movement. She couldn't put the bricks in the streets. I don't know much about George Soros, in all honesty. I do not know much about this man, so I would not bear false witness. I need to educate myself more about these, but also these things is, we pinpoint names. We pinpoint people, we attack each other. We are all equal in God's eyes. Sometimes people are controlled by demons. Sometimes people are controlled by the environment that we are in. But we are all God's people. There's no bad people. There are lost people. But we are all God's people. There's no left, right, red, blue. That's why my hair is purple today. And everyone, I've never got next to someone who didn't become more prosperous because of it. George Soros, I know, knows how to make homes in one day. Well, we're doing the same thing. We're making homeless shelters. So I would like to meet with George Soros on that. Mark Zuckerberg would like to bring the internet into Africa. Okay, well, let's meet Mark Zuckerberg, because when you went to Africa, they said no. China is buying land in Africa. Okay, well, my deal with Adidas is no longer that I get a 15% royalty. I'm giving them the 15% royalty. Wait a second. I don't want to hear. I will let you know when I'm finished with my thoughts. And I would prefer 10. I like multiples of 20, and I'm giving them a 15% royalty. And because of their 15% royalty, it made me into a billionaire, which could make me, off of this speech alone, at zero tomorrow. But when God calls Moses, he has to leave his comfy job, working for the Egyptians, and free the people. And the freedom does not come from an election. The freedom comes from you not loading up pornography. The freedom comes from you not taking the Percocet. The freedom comes from you not downing your brother and your sister. The freedom comes from you putting that gun down and not shooting people at the gas station. It has nothing to do with this election. It only has to do with God and God's people. He said, come on. He set pause for us to take a moment and breathe and not TikTok ourselves out. He set pause for us. Now we have a moment to breathe. It has nothing to do with black, white, rich, poor, red, blue, Native American, pilgrim. It has to deal with being truthful to what God has. I see you have your hands up. Walk up here. You're going to get your chance. Walk, yes, you're going to walk up here. Now let me tell you something. I heard you. All right, so let me tell you, I'm talking about Planned Parenthood. So, one moment, so we're going to talk, I'm going to have my thought, and then I'm going to do Planned Parenthood. So, one moment, so we're going to go back to no, we're going to be, that Latin is one of the most original languages, and we all need to be able to speak that. I don't speak that well. And there are illegal, so-called, there's no such thing as an illegal immigrant. And people that are working here and supporting the world, then they need the opportunity for the freedom in the state for the country that they've worked for. Let me go to Planned Parenthood. Yes. The statement is, in the Bible it says, thou shalt not kill. I remember that my girlfriend called me screaming and crying, and I was just thinking, because at that time I was a rapper, I was out there, I had different girlfriends and everything, and I just thought to myself, I want to word this in a way that, hey, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to word it like what I just thought of it. So my girlfriend called me, and I just thought to myself, please don't tell me that gay Kim Kardashian age. That's going to be the worst thing. And she said, I'm pregnant. I said, yes. I said, no. But I'm going to tell you what was in my mind. She was crying. She said, I just came from the doctor. I was like, oh my God, what's in that thing? Because I was having my, the rapper's lifestyle. So she said she was pregnant, and for 1 month, and 2 months, and 3 months, we talked about her not having this child. She had the pills in her hand. People know these pills where you take the pills, and if you take it, it's a wrap. The baby's gone. So I was sitting up in Paris, and I had my leather pants on. You already know, if you got leather pants on, you already know who this person must think they are. Right? And I'm in the apartment where my wife was actually robbed. And I have my laptop up, and I got all of my creative ideas. I got my shoes, I got my next album cover, I got communities, I got clothes, I got all this. And the screen went black and white. And God said, if you fuck with my vision, I'm gonna fuck with yours. And I called my wife, and she said, we're gonna have this baby. I said, we're gonna have this child. I know people that are 50 years old that didn't have the children, that didn't have that child, that have never got to experience the level of joy that I experienced having a child. So even if my wife were to divorce me after this speech, she brought North into the world, even when I didn't want to. She stood up and she protected that child. You know who else protected a child? Who do you think might have protected a child? 43 years ago, who do you think protected a child? My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy. It takes a village to raise a child. No matter how much money you have, you need grandmothers, you need friends, you need people. Exactly, because the society has been set up for single moms to not have a village, to not have a child. They've been set up. How many people have to drive 45 minutes to get to their job here? So I moved to a small town in Cody, Wyoming, where people can walk. A 4-year-old can walk from school to home safely. There's a lot of policies that only relate to what Rockefeller, DuPont, and Cotton set up. Do you understand what you guys are talking? You guys might want to say to me, fuck you, Kanye. Do you realize that I am putting my life on the line for the truth right now?
Well, that is all that I have for you today. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, and share.